We're back, people, and today we're going to film on Jordan Phillips, Miami Dolphins defensive tackle, and I really wanted to make this video just focusing on his pass rush ability, because I do feel like there's been a bit of a false narrative created that like he's just a run defender, and that's kind of all he will be, and he's like super raw as a pass rusher, and he is on the raw side as a pass rusher, but I feel like people are getting caught up on the stats that he didn't have, sacks in college, so they think, no sacks, he wasn't winning his pass rush, but his pass rush win rate was actually 16.7%, which is actually really good. And like, there's a lot of reps of him creating pressures, absolutely dominating his one-on-ones. And while he is still a little bit raw and like he's only 20 years old, and there's still a lot of improvement that can come from his game, I still can see him making an impact. And there's a few different reasons. Is one, I think in Maryland, he played a lot of 0, 1 tech, 2i. Those are spots where like, you're not in the most advantageous position as a pass rusher because there's more, there's just less space to work with. The angles don't always make sense. And then another thing that Chris Greer even mentioned it in one of his pressers. This is a big thing. They talked about how Jordan Phillips looked at the Shrine Bowl as a pass rusher when he had to change stance. So in a lot of these clips, I'm going to show some Shrine Bowl clips at the end. In a lot of these clips, you're going to see him in a 4-point stance, and you're going to see him with like sort of like his feet being even. But at the Shrine Bowl, he was doing some 4-point and some 3-point stances mixed in there with like offset feet, and allowed him to like explode off the ball better. So those are just some like little reasons that I think he'll be even a more effective pass rusher. And even if he's not putting up stats, like I do think when he gets his one-on-ones and he's actually, in a spot where like he's not at a disadvantage because, he's got a guard on both sides of him, he's getting double teamed. That's why you see mostly guys when they're at the 3 tech, like right here, he's at a 3 tech, he gets to basically one-on-one with a guard and he absolutely bullies him and, forces the quarterback to move off the spot. When you're in just like a 2i, 1 tech, it's not, the positions aren't as good, but like here he's at like a shaded nose right here. He's number 8. We're watching this from the deep view, and he just gets a straight up one-on-one with the center. When he gets a straight up one-on-one, it's like he bullies. Now he does rely on speed to power a lot, but I do think like the whole pass rush back can be a little bit overrated. There are different things you have to do. Like as long as you can win with like your basic moves and you can mix things up like pace and things like that. Those are things he needs to add to his game, like mixing up like pace variation, things with his footwork. Those are like the little details. He can still win with speed to power as long as he mixes those little things up. That's like basically what Cam Wake did. Wake won with the same 2 moves, but he would just like do slight little change ups. But yeah, he just completely bullies this guy off the ball, just constantly, like so much power and explosiveness. Now, he's not going to be the most bendy, flexible player, but I do think like he is a guy that's going to develop, and he's only 20, man. Like he's going to make more of a pass rush impact early on than people think, and I think in like 2-3 years, he's actually going to be like a quality interior pass rusher. So like this explosion off the ball is rare. And if you see him with a better stance too to actually explode off the ball, which he showed at the Shrine Bowl, see he fires off the ball here. Look at him just take advantage of this poor center, just complete and use his hands. He's got to like be more consistent using his hands. He doesn't have the greatest length, which I think can maybe limit him in a certain aspect. But man, Jordan Phillips is a better pass rusher than people are giving him credit for. Like he's winning a rep this quickly. Like yes, he doesn't get the sack, but that rep is just as good as most people's reps that like they get sacks on. The ball's just coming out super quick, situational. So I'm just looking at like how quickly he's winning. Like this one, he's lined up as a nose, but I like the ability that he's able to get out to like the B gap cross face, hit like a chop. He hits like the hop cross chop on the left guard there, and is able to show some flexibility in the lower half. Look at him bend there, which is really nice. That is a really like explosive move and shows flexibility, which I think gives him some even more upside, and gets a clean hit on the quarterback. Like he's winning these reps quickly. It's not like he's just getting there and then missing. It's just the ball's coming out quick, and he's still winning the reps very, very fast. Like those are high quality reps. Here he gets one-on-one with a guard. Look at him just absolutely bully and blow his play up. You get to see him as a 3 tech. This is like 3 tech is like usually the ideal spot for an interior defensive lineman to have pass rush success, just due to the angles where you're lined up, because the tackle will be your outside shade and the tackle's preoccupied, and since you're outside shade, there's less likelihood of getting help from the center. So you just get more space, like the most advantageous space. And look at him just completely forklift. Look at the pad level, the explosion in his hips, the leg drive. to lift this guy up, and he completely, like, his teammate gets the sack. And he's a big reason for that, is if he didn't force the quarterback, if the quarterback had a spot to step up, he would have been, could potentially avoided 7. 7 didn't, like Phillips is the one who really makes this rep happen. That's why, like, I think sack numbers can just be overrated at times. Like, we saw it in the past, Miami, for example. Cameron Wake always got a lot of sacks, but there was one season where, like, he was just creating so much pressure and, like, havoc, and Olivier Verdon wasn't really, like, he was playing good, but, like, he got double-digit sacks, and, like, a lot of his sacks were basically created from Wake, um, pushing the guy to his side. Here's another example of him winning, and he has some different moves. Like, he loves to use speed to power. We've seen him hit that cross chop. We're gonna see him hit a spin move a few times there. He likes to throw a spin move. I don't think it's his best move, but it is nice to see him at least open up the bag a little bit, keep these guys off guard. Like, here's a rep where he just wins super fast, completely. I like, this is where I'm talking about mixing up speed to power, because a lot of times he just gets engaged with you and runs down the middle of you and blows you up. Here he takes, like, a little bit of a sidestep initially, kind of slows down his pace to catch this guy off guard, and then gets engaged in him and kind of throws him back. And now 65 is getting torqued out the club, powerful hands, and then he's able to disengage and get the hit. And he basically, like, I mean, gets just a real nice, he just gets a throwaway, and that could be very likely be a sack. Like, these are reps that he's just doing it. Here's another view of it from the far away. Look how, just look at the torque. He's playing like high hand, low hand here. The absolute torque that he is throwing on that center, that poor guy. And he's doing that at 20, man. And he's known for being a gym rat. I just feel like he's a guy that's going to get better and better and better. So I really wanted to make this video because there's some players that I've seen, I think, just on the Dolphins team in general and in the draft, I think have false scenarios. I'm also going to try to get to Kenneth Grant. If you guys, still watching, leave a like, comment on the video. It really helps out with the, the YouTube algorithm and all that. I always forget to say that at the start of the videos. Yeah, here's another example of him just kind of exploding off the ball, kind of gets a free lane, just throw away, disrupt, completely take away a part of that. I like seeing this stuff where, like, he doesn't always have to win with speed to power. They kind of work a stunt here. He crashes down. They're looping around. They're doing a bunch of different things. This is important to the Dolphins scheme. Being able to sort of, like, gap exchange like this, cross face of players, and still create some disruption. He is able to collapse the pocket on him and then force the QB out of his spot, basically make another throwaway. Here you can see, like, damn, like, look how, I like seeing this, attack different angles, kind of get this guy to open up, give this space here. By him attacking the outside half of this center, he's able to get that inside lane opened up, and he hits a hard club. I love how hard the club is there. Now, the ball is coming out quick. He's getting chipped by the running back. The guard is also going over to help him, so he basically gets 3 people on him. But from him basically flashing right here, he gets the QB to move off his spot and very fast, just because if he was able to hit that violent club move. Here as a 3-tech, gets one-on-one with a guard and completely bullies the guy off the ball. Get engaged, good pad level. He's constantly playing with pad level leverage, explosiveness. And the fact that he's able to get this low, a lot of times when you get low, like, you are able to use your power. But sometimes when people get too low, they lose their balance and then lose their power. The fact that he's able to maintain his balance and explosiveness and power like that on those reps and completely and constantly disrupt these plays. Nice to see him work a push and pull here, win on the center very quickly. He's pushing, pull, use his own momentum against him. If you can use push and pull mixed with speed to power, that's a nice move to add to your bag. Falls out, but he gets another QB hit and pressure. It's not like he's not winning. Like, he is winning a lot of one-on-one reps. And he's doing this from a lot from nose to 2-eye. Nose to 2-eye, not the best spot to be in. 3, obviously a better spot. He's throwing spin moves on guards like this, and he's timing it up well. It's maybe not the most explosive spin move of all time, but, like, he times it up well. When you spin like this, you want to throw that in that arm and elbow to the back of the offensive lineman. This is what you're taught. So, like, he does really good placement with it, and he wins and forces the QB off his spot again. So many pass rush wins. And it's not even like he's not finishing. It's just the QB either sees him and is running away because he's easier to see from interior force, or Phillips wraps him up and the guy just throws it away. It's not like he's missing tackles per se. At least I didn't really see him missing tackles on film. It's like he's getting hits as the ball's getting thrown away, or the guy is in complete run mode. Here, kind of turn, open up the guy. This is another thing you got to be able to do. Get him to open up that gate, and now he's able to rip underneath. get some pressures, throw another spin move on it. Like he wins this spin move very effectively, times it up, clearly just a move in his back. Throw that right elbow to the back of his elbow. Absolutely beautiful. Love seeing these works from Phillips. And it's just constant. Like when he has space to work with, speed to power, push, pull. Now you hit that arm over as well. Ball's just coming out so fast. Like these are like a lot of reps. Like here's one where he doesn't win super quickly, but he does stay fight. Like he fights with the motor. Guy actually gets the better of him because he kind of jump sets into him, and Phillips loses a hand battle, but he keeps fighting, fighting, tries to disengage, and now he's able to late spin out of it. Was actually going to get a hit on the quarterback, so it wasn't a that one's not a super clean win, but I do like to see that like he is still trying to counter. Like he clearly has plans when things don't always go correctly, and like here he gets a QB hit with his own offensive lineman. Like this is what he's doing out there. And it's not like he had a ton of pass rush reps. Like I'm going through his pass rush reps. It's not like he has a huge amount of them. So like this isn't like me cherry picking. Like this is a lot of reps of him winning in kind of a limited pass rush sample. Like here's another spin move. It doesn't really affect the play because the ball comes out super quick, but you can see like he absolutely destroyed his 1-on-1. Now it doesn't end up working out because there's no space to work with because his defensive lineman kind of knifes to the inside there, and ball comes out super quick again. Like the ball's just coming out so fast. Uh, but if you're winning pass rushes like this, the wins will come. Crossface, show a little bit of bend. I think this is where he gets a little caught out of place at times, is he's not the most flexible bendy guy. Like here, he's trying to turn the arc. That's not really his game. It doesn't work out in that situation. There are some examples like here. You get to see some flexibility, get low, plays with better pad level and leverage. He does get a bend to at least affect the quarterback on that play. You can see it from this angle. This is where like passer stance, and like look at all his stances in this, man. He's even in a 4-point stance. Remember that when we get to the end, because we're going to see some Shrine Bowl clips here in a sec. You're at 3 tech. We mentioned this one a little bit earlier. When you're at 3 tech, you got the better angles, better positioning to work with, and he pretty much bullies that guy, throws him out of his spot. So here it is, the Shrine Bowl stuff. Let me make sure we do this. So in a 3-point stance, his other hand is close to the ground, kind of similar, but you can see the offset with his positioning. This is something Greer mentioned himself, and he looked really dominant at the Shrine Bowl. So we get to see his get off here. I feel like his get off looks more consistent, a little bit blocked from this angle, which sucks. But he's able to collapse the pocket in a 1-on-1, pure power, throw that guy to the ground. Here's another one where he's at 3 tech. The other one, he was still like basically lined up as like a nose 1 tech situation, so still maybe not the best spot. But here's a 3 tech. This is what you want to see. Let me get a good pause on it. This is the feet, the stance. He's more in like that track type of stance, still with that 4-point, but you can see the fire off the ball. And then look at him now. When your feet are sort of offset like that, it gives you a better chance to work this footwork stuff where you can hit these almost like what receivers use as releases. Gives him a foot fire, stabs the inside, gets the guy to knife out, and then look at him use his hands. Plays with better like explosiveness and bend to win around the edge. Look at that body dip and lean. So this is something they saw at the Shrine Bowl that I think is you can see from this angle as well. Look at him hit that arm over, bend, explosiveness, footwork. Because, this one he's got that left leg back, boom, hits it around, and you can see it from this angle. Just really timed up well. Club, arm over, plays with bend. Just absolutely really good reps at the Shrine Bowl. And those are just a few of them. There's even more out there. But that stance switch up is something to keep notice of. And I think is something, when you find little stuff like that about these prospects, that's where they can always take a next step to what they showed on film. And even the stuff on film was good. He was still able to win. That's a big thing for me. Is he was still able to win while still being a little bit raw and maybe not putting himself in the best spots. And even the defense not putting him in the best spots just because of his alignment. So that's why I think Jordan Phillips, better pass rusher than given credit for. So if you usually come in and says,